going on, man? This is Ice Enigma.
Yeah, and this is Steve Enigma, and this is Enigmas Unchained.
So talking on the rich thing, I gotta hit it hard now. And so since every Batman is war crimes Batman, and we're hitting that hard with the rich thing, I'm gonna reference anybody who's ever seen Ridley Scott's Alien franchise, one of the more recent films in the franchise.
Okay, so pause for a second. This actually goes into impossibilities, like this. What you're about to talk about, it's going into impossibilities.
Okay, hold on.
So that's perfect. Go ahead.
I'll say. Okay, so in Prometheus, basically they want to explore the universe and they want to find alien life and stuff like that on other planets. And there's this extremely rich man who wants to live forever. So he's thinking, if I can find the genetic precursors for human beings on the other side of the galaxy, I might be able to talk to quote unquote God, find out the reason I exist, and maybe even live forever. I'm trying to escape death. Mm-hmm. So this man invests $1 trillion. Somehow he's a human being with $1 trillion. He manages to invest $1 trillion into a spaceship that has a single lifeboat on it, 2 escape pods, artificial gravity in the place, and then a small medical bay and some cryostasis pods for people to sleep in, and then a nice computer system and spacesuits, food, etc., enough to last like a 3-year trip in space. Mm. So that's cool, right? That's $1 trillion for one spaceship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, $1 trillion for one spaceship with minimal futuristic, minimally expected futuristic amenities in there. It's not a resort.
Bring it home.
It's not
bro.
a resort. But
bring it home.
So now bring it home. So if that thing costs $1 trillion, right? So Batman sponsored for the Justice League with his own cash somehow. Billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne with his own cash built the Watchtower, which has defended Earth from the likes of Darkseid and other such horrible intergalactic beings of eminent power, and then providing state of the art like facilities. Like you think he was like mind reading Professor Xavier, because inside of the Watchtower, not only is there artificial gravity and a terraforming unit that they have in there that has a vegetable garden and all the flora and fauna that you would need to be able to grow food in space and live. It's got hot water, cold water. It's got air conditioning. They even have a danger room, like he was talking to Professor X or something like that, where they train in there. And then he has the money enough also to reset the danger room.
Yeah, cafeteria teleporters. They're not eating astronaut food here. That's not. They're eating beef up there. They're not eating MREs. They're not eating MREs up in there. They're not eating MREs up there. They have a cafeteria with a 5-star chef up in this mug. It gets better. It gets better. He has glass.
He has glass. Yeah,
he has glass.
And then on top of that, they have a teleporting device. They have a teleporting device. They have a docking station, because every member of the Justice League has their own like shuttle, spaceship type stuff like that. They've got that. He's got a docking station in there with refueling systems to refuel the ships. He's got a mechanic up there to replace those things.
Yes.
And then
a fleet of mechanics. He has multiple.
Yes. So here's the 2 kickers that are it's unreal, because these things don't exist, but I know that they would cost more than $1 trillion to make just these 2 things alone. One long-range sensor that can alert you of a long-range proximity sensor that can alert you of an imminent threat to the planet Earth.
Yeah.
That extends past Jupiter. So Jupiter is like the outer rim of that perimeter. So that's an incredible device that costs more, I guarantee you, than $1 trillion to build. And then he has an orbital cannon that's attached to the Watchtower, so that if there was ever an imminent threat on the ground, they can fire an Akira concentrated beam from space down on an imminent threat that's on the planet Earth. I guarantee you that a billionaire Because apparently he's a billionaire. He's billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. That's what they say.
He's just a billionaire. You're absolutely right. Bring it on.
He's just a billionaire. So he has created this fortress of solitude in space, right? That the combined GDP of every developed country on the planet still wouldn't be able to build with all of their resources. It would basically take the unification of mankind to cease all war, to pool every little bit of resource that we have on this rock.
And
all
it
the
still wouldn't be
everything too. It still wouldn't be enough to build that watchtower, and yet somehow a near billionaire is able to. That man is not nearly rich enough to do the stuff that he's doing.
Oh my
Justice League. It's just not possible. He's not nearly rich enough to do.
Now remember, this is not the first watchtower. Don't forget that. We're on like watchtower number 7. You know what I'm saying? Like we're watchtower number 7, and this dude be like, "Oh man, y'all built the watchtower. Well, I'll just build another one." What? Wait. That's what I said. Going back to my point with character development. What I was saying, I really do feel that sometimes the people who wrote Batman are people who never understood money. Because liquid, there's a difference between you actually have a capital and liquid. You being your worth, and then the actual liquid that you what you have that you can just grab out of the bank. You can take these stocks, I'm saying? I'm going to go and cash these out and then I get that money back. That's liquid, so they don't even know, so it's like you in a situation like that. and Batman is literally just bleeding money. It's like one drop of blood is like $2.3 billion, out of the bat because he said, man, I done crashed my bat wing the 19th time. This is a 19th jet. And I know each one of these jets because you think about how much it costs to make a fighter pilot. I mean, like an actual stealth.
Yeah. Millions.
Billions of dollars. Millions and billions of dollars. Think about the bombs this dude makes to put into his bat wing. These experimental explosions and stuff like that he makes. That for some reason he can just afford because he just can. I mean, he's got the uranium and stuff like this ready to go. I mean. I remember there was a couple think about all the random materials that he has amassed in order to be able to kill every member of the Justice League for his contingency plans. Kryptonite is not cheap.
He's got black kryptonite, he's got red kryptonite, he's got green kryptonite. That stuff's not cheap. That stuff ain't just laying around anywhere. He's got all kinds of nuclear stuff.
No, I just had a thought. It's a thought, man. Yeah, I just want you to process this just for a moment, okay? I'm trying not to laugh, man. Maybe Batman just went to the philosopher I'm just gonna rob a sucker today. He just went there and stole him. He's like, I ain't paying for this kryptonite. I'm gonna steal this kryptonite. Just go on the legs of that car.
But do you realize, because he also has holographic instructions that activate at the moment of his death to whoever his trusted successor is, to show you how to kill the Justice League, right? Did you realize that he's not even rich enough to rob somebody of the amount of kryptonite he possesses? He doesn't have enough money to even to pull off the operation it would take. You understand? It would take more than billions to be able to do the kind of robbery to build that contingency plan.
You are absolutely correct.
To even steal that stuff.
You're correct. I mean, I can't dispute it. That's why I think this is fun. Because when you sit back and just process, it's like the whole thing unravels. Now, here's another one. Here's one, at least my favorite one. The Batcave, right? It's an impossibility, okay? The Batcave. now, you have this house sitting on top of this Batcave, right? That's not a problem because where I stayed, I stayed in the woods. And there was actually a miniature cave, maybe not even a half mile away from where I stayed. And this is South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I remember at night we had to watch out for bats flying into our head. I mean, it was that bad. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not saying that can exist, being underground. That I get that part. Here's where my problem come in at. This thing got a bat computer in a bat cave. now, last time I checked, with bats that are looking for things that stay warm, so they can stay warm. Yeah. That's why they're underwater. That's why they're underground. And there's this bat computer just sitting down there. Nobody ain't touching it. And this sucker stays on every single day.
There's actually an underground river that runs through the Batcave as well. So like the humidity in there is crazy.
Absolutely. This dude is literally operating at 105% humidity in his Batcave. And his computer's never break.
There's mad bat guano everywhere. There's mad bats everywhere. They would have to be.
There's the Batman has
he's
to
got
be
he's got enough bats in there. Did you notice that anytime he wants to scare somebody really good, he unleashes like all the bats that are in there. There are thousands of bats in that cave.
Now, get this, Joe. Now, remember, bat urine could be used to like actually clean. It was like it's high in concentration in ammonia. If you don't believe me, you can look that up. Bat guano has been used in multiple like remedies and medicines, but it also is one of the most infectious forms of poop that you can be around. And
it's also really great for fuel too. So it's like if it collects long enough, it becomes highly flammable.
Okay. Now, on top of that, think this dude has, like you said, like Drew was just saying, thousands of bats. Not 5, not 10, not 100, thousands of bats.
Thousands of bats living there.
And I guess they respect Batman enough to be like, oh, we'll just fly over here and poop. No, we won't.
He's got the Batmobile in there. He's got the Batmobile. He's got the Bat-Jet in there.
Everything is in there.
And both of those things shoot, and all those things shoot fire out the bat.
Yes. What do you think about that? Oh, no.
All those things shoot fire out the bat. All those things smoke. He's in a cave.
That almost escaped me from. I was like, wait, oh no, because even a vapor from the air in a situation like that, if it gets just dry enough, that's a matchbox. That whole place is going.
and let's keep it a buck. The Batmobile is the original car that had like the rocket jet thing that shoots fire out of the bat.
Absolutely.
That was the first car to do that. Absolutely. And to this day, there is no Batmobile that doesn't do that. Every Batmobile has a jet engine in the back.
Yes.
Jet engines. There's no scenario where he's keeping up.
Look,
where he's keeping the world's most. Yeah, where he's keeping the world's most advanced, most pre-internet connected computer inside of a place with 105% humidity. It's not happening.
This gets worse the further we go along because there's so now that we talked about the bat cave, right? So we've talked about his money being funny, his bat cave being flammable, and it'll give him more. Now let's talk about his suit, okay? Now, the bat suit, we ain't gonna go into like God armor. We ain't gonna go that far. I'm not even gonna give you that because that right there by itself is just like mad foolishness. Now I'm talking about just the regular bat suit, right? Now, the original suit was like a trench coat and a cowl, which makes the most sense because he was like the world's greatest detective, stuff like that. But we gotta think about how much tech is in Batman's suit that he wears right now. Like, think about it. This dude has trying to think. He has different levels of armor. He has 3D imaging and ultraviolet, like levels of ultraviolet rays. He can like the detective mode that we play when we're in Arkham Asylum and stuff like that. When he can scan an area and reconstruct an entire scenario. And most of his costume is bulletproof, right?
Yep.
Now, try to get to so I can give you some prices because somebody actually did this for us. Oh, lovely people. They actually sat down and said, you know what? Let's actually just be real about the situation. And I was like, yeah, can you help me out, please? Because I'm sitting over here like, let's start with the gadgets. All right, so let's talk about gadgets, right? The gas gun that we talked about a little bit earlier, like the actual grappling hook, right? The grappling hook.
The murder gun. The murder gun.
Right? Yeah, the murder gun. Now I'm just gonna give you some breakdowns from people. People have actually like done the reconstruction in real time, like just stuff that were like, all right, cool. These are things that we can actually put on, and we can actually take materials that we know, and we can kind of mock what the bat has actually done. So the TPLS grappling hook launcher is a $50,000. It's a $50,000 grappling hook. The laser microscope, $50,000. Portable spectrometer, $30,000. Thermal camera, $15,000. Handheld grenade launcher, $6,000. Night vision binocular, $5,000. Batarang and throwing stars, it's $1,000 a piece. Exploding batarangs, $1,000 a piece. Remote detonating batarangs, $1,000. Long range microphone, $1,000. Grenades, the miniature ones, are $600 per. Tear gas grenade, $600. GPS tracking device. That's just a little thing he throws on a person's car, just because he wants to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $500. Automatic lockpick.
World's greatest detective,
World's greatest detective. Automatic lockpick, $500 a pop. Periscope, $300. Was it encryption memory stick? $250. Now let this process. If we tally that up,
and he has to keep he has to keep all those things in stock on a regular basis. He's got to have, because he's using all those things and breaking them, losing them.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Like he has to have basically a warehouse of that stuff that he can just pop on at any time.
Yes. So like we're talking about like close to $1 million in gear. So what take that back. Let me take it back. So this is per night. This makes it even worse. This is per night, Drew. Per night, Batman is equipped with $230,000 or $215,000 worth of equipment. That's just the gadgets. Okay? That's just the gadgets. We're not talking about the actual suit. We're talking about just the gadgets. All right. Then the suit is like close to like a $3 to $4 million suit. Because I remember we were on with the guys from Geek Syndrome, another good podcast to listen to. And one of the co-hosts, I think it was Ed, talked about how he brought the point how the reason why they discontinued the suit in the Batman Begins movie with Christopher Nolan is because the one suit did not, the cost of life was not worth actually making the one, because it was like $200,000-$300,000 to make one suit. That's like just a bare bones suit with no paint, no extra stuff. It was a $200,000 suit, right? It's like a Kevlar base suit. So we're at $400,000 off base. All right. Then you have to add in the gliding equipment, the like I said, the additional infrared and stuff like that he used for the cowl, and how the cowl has to be bulletproof, because it is. So the cowl has to be bulletproof. All these things that have been added to the pack. He's like literally a $9,000 man. Walking around.
I crunched the numbers on the ammo that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So just on the ammunition alone, if we're talking to like that was his nightly expense just for the ammo, then he's spending like $84 million a year just in ammo. Just in ammo. Like if he's a billionaire, you can't just. I'm trying to figure out like who is he. How is he expensing? How is he expensing $84 million a year in ammo? Just in ammo that he would, we're talking about, $230,000 a night just in ammo. Like that's ridiculous.
Bro, I mean, we're talking about like literally almost half, like a $250,000 every single night to go out and fight crime. And that's only 3 batarangs. Now, let's be 100. Let's keep it at a buck now, like you like to say. Let's keep it at a buck. He ain't throwing just 3 batarangs per night.
No, he's not. And I can't think of any business that exists that's going to approve a budget of $230K
per day,
a night. A night for just for ammunition, and then without receipts. Like, how are the taxes being managed on that? Like, he's spending an ungodly amount, and that's just for his equipment. That's assuming that he doesn't have a Robin. That's assuming that we're not even talking about the fuel cost.
Yes.
For the Batmobile.
We're not even talking about the reconstruction of the Batmobile after it's been blown up and busted.
We're not talking about the self-destruct device that's inside the Batplane, or the team of mechanics he would need to maintain these machines because I refuse to believe that Bruce has enough hours in a day to be a billionaire playboy and to still be able to run maintenance on military grade vehicles. It's just not a he.
I mean, I just processed.
He's not rich enough.
I just processed something as well, man. I don't know why I forgot this, but this is also another impossibility. In Wayne Enterprise, he has multiple escape routes that automatically takes him to the Batcave. Now we're talking about traversing. We're talking about probably like 10, 15 miles.
Across, it's way across town.
Oh, yeah, across town, through water. This is through water, man. And he has tubes that he's built into his actual tower without nobody knowing. Nobody knows now. Somehow. Nobody knows about any of the people. Like, well, Lucius built. No, even if Lucius built it, how in the world could you not hear this construction going on behind your wall? You know, it's like because I remember watching watching Tim Burton's version, and Batman had like these little cubby corners that he could just turn and it flipped and it turned into a whole other situation and then put him in a tunnel. He just drop in, it slides us behind to the Batcave.
Because look, Lucius Fox is 83 years old. Okay, Morgan Freeman is 83. Bro. So he's not digging no tunnels. Lucius Fox is not digging tunnels at 83 years of age.
They over here acting like Lucius out here trying to build Batman Underground Railroad or something. This is madness. It doesn't make sense at all to me.
Lucius Fox looks like a slave.
Pretty much. It don't make sense at all. It does not make sense at all to me. I'm like, how in the world? Yeah, so okay, all right, great. All right, so now I got the actual number right now for the suits real quick. So let me break this down for you real quick. So we just went through gadgets. Okay, and we found out that gadgets right now are like costing somewhere in the realm of like $213,000 per day. Like per night, he goes out $213,000. Now in replenishing, let's say 10,000. I'll give him some leeway. $10,000 on things that need to be replenished every single day. That's still a lot of money. Now the bat suit, just the suit by itself, right? The cowl, $1 million. Carbon fiber reinforcement, $1,100. Kevlar elbow pads, $150. Forearm blades, $1,000. Memory cloth polymer cape, $40,000. You know he always getting rips in the doggone cape. So that's $40,000 by every other day. Let's be real about the situation. Ultrasonic bat attractor, $1,000. This is like the Nolan version, like of the suit that we're talking about here. Kevlar Nomex custom boots, $1,000. Kevlar knee pads, $150. Kevlar gloves, $150. Kevlar growing armor, $1,000. Gotta protect the back, you know. Kevlar body armor, $3,000. Retinal projection system, $10,000. So let's do some tab. This is the Nolan verse Batman, okay? Like so just for folk that want to say that we ain't being fair, I'm just gonna do some additions real quick. So we got million, right? Plus, get my other one going. Yeah, plus 1,150 plus 150 plus 1,000 plus 40,000 plus 1,000 plus 10,000 plus 3,000 plus 1,000 plus 150 plus 150 plus 1,000. We're looking at $1,058,600 for the suit alone. That's conservative for the Nolan suit, because the Nolan suit was quite conservative, because like they gave you an explanation for where they got everything and stuff. So I'll give Nolan props for that. That's still $1 million, and that dude tore up that suit. So replacing parts for this doggone suit, each one of the parts is like not you're looking at like let's say for sake of argument, he damages the cowl, right? The cowl's $1 million. Let's say something like where Bane just broke that dude's face. You know what I'm saying? Like let's in Dark Knight Rises, right? He broke that dude. He broke the skin. The first thing he broke was a cow. That's $1 million. $1 million gone right there. $1 million
gone.
He get clapped in the chest and Batman in Dark Knight, right? By Two-Face, right? put a couple of bullets in that sucker, right? Busted up the Kevlar. Kevlar, that's $3,000 up. So plus $3,000. We're at like literally we're already at a place where it does not make sense. Like what budget report will he be able to escape when he comes up to somebody and says, "Yeah, I lost $1 million on $3,000"? What budget report anywhere is going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's not a problem"?
Like there's no business that's going to be able to like, what's going on with his money? Facts. And you wouldn't be able to remain CEO if you were just hemorrhaging funds like that. Again, just ammo alone, which we're in the 80s of millions of dollars every year just on ammo. I'm trying to figure out, and we also know that rich people, to the best of their ability, don't spend their own money. They spend other people's money.
Yes.
They spend money from businesses.
Yes.
That's just they get investors. So let's say that if we got real world with it, that he just has a litany of partners. Let's say he's got 35 Lucius Foxes who are all also millionaires and billionaires and stuff like that. Because think about all these tunnels and secret entrances all over the city. You have to be tearing the city up. Can you imagine the amount of construction necessary? And then what do you do with the construction people who are building these tunnels that go into Wayne Manor? Are you killing them afterwards? So that nobody.
I mean, yeah, it's like, what do you do? What do you do to conceal this? I mean, like, think about all the manufacturers all the manufacturers that just be shipping stuff to Wayne Manor. It does not make sense at all. It does not make sense. Oh yeah, don't. Go ahead.
If I was on the construction team, I would be extorting the heck out of if I helped build that revolving closet. Like, I'm not staying quiet. You need to pay me. but we're talking about the level of construction that it would take a city's entire infrastructure to be able to build. We're talking what he's done is the equivalent of building a subway that has multiple routes, not just one straight back and forth, but has multiple routes and traverses the entire city. Mm-hmm. He's essentially built him a vacuum tube system for humans that's all over the city. One person could, like, if it would take the city's infrastructure of like 1,500 workers 10 years to build something like that, how is he doing this?
How is he doing this? Even think, how selfish is he? Because this dude is literally like he's drilling holes in the ground from like multiple places that people are dying on the streets that need to escape. And he's using them suckers to get back to his manor to ride back out on his Batmobile back to the place to go and save them. The
money he spent to make those tubes to go back and those secret entrances and stuff that he's using. He's also got spare suits lying all over the city and stuff.
Yes,
the money he spent to do that stuff, he could have helped Gotham build a better police force.
Well, not even that. The dude could have actually built like a better subway system, because remember, the subway system is trash. And most of that crime happens around the subway. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone in the city could have free security for their houses. With direct line to the police station, could have like the little ring doorknob and everything like that. All that, like everyone could actually just have better security and live better with all the money that he's using to be Batman.
Literally, the money that this dude is using to be the Bat. That dude could have saved Gotham 17 times over, but he's too goddamn selfish because he wants to be the Batman. He wants to be the Batman, so because he wants to be the Bat, he's like, well, I can just, I can spend $6 million on just a suit for me, $600 million for Wayne Manor. Because you got to process all the things he asked to Wayne Manor. They got burned down. You got to rebuild it. That's $600 million to rebuild Wayne Manor. And then the atrocity of all of this is that poor Alfred is only getting paid maybe $300,000 to deal with this up. That's the robbery of it all.
I want to know, because Batman uses a lot of parachutes. Who packs his parachutes? You know that parachutes have to be packed, right? They don't just automatically.
With bat samples on them.
They have to be very carefully packed. They have to be folded and all the air has to be pressed out so that it can go in the backpack.
Yes.
Like, so I'm like, who packs? He's not packing them. He's not doing that before. Because before he turns into the Batman, he's like at the Met Gala. He's out there stunting on the red carpet, so he's not in there packing a parachute. I'm trying to figure out who's packing his parachutes before. I don't understand.
So what's happening is that Batman is like literally so narcissistic that he doesn't care if people see a bat symbol on the parachute. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm the Batman. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do what I want you to do because it's all about me. This dude has a severe case of the protagonist issue or the protagonist syndrome where like literally the whole world revolves around his pain and nobody else's. That is the story of the Batman. So, yeah, goodness gracious, man. Wow. I mean, okay. All right.
He's not rich enough to do the stuff that he's doing with first of all, at all. And then even if it was possible without impunity, like everyone in the world would know he's Batman. And you know how many people he would have to kill and have silenced and bribed to just
millions of people would have to die in order for people to not know that he was the Batman. And that's the problem with this, the impossibility of being the Batman with the amount of money that these dudes dreamed up because like they probably grew up like we did, you know, so we ain't had like no millionaire standing beside us talking to us about stocks and bonds, stuff like that, telling us how to like make this money work for you and how to not spend your own money and spend. They ain't had all that stuff. They ain't had that either. So these suckers just start saying, well, if I had money, I'd just be buying. Like, no, dude, but this stuff costs money. Like, think about like what with Rona on the street, lumber went up. Most millionaires ain't even buying lumber, and the Batman's out here buying steel.
He's out there buying steel in a housing boom. Like it's a bubble. It's a bubble. There's a housing bubble going on here. They're buying steel. Like he just doesn't have enough money he doesn't have enough money to be Batman. Like to be Batman.
Yeah.
Like more so than almost every other superhero. I would say even above and beyond like Spider-Man, who also had a lot of really great tech.
But he just found most of that stuff in the trash, and he had Reed Richards to fit the bill. So a lot of experimental tech that he had in the comic books was one of our beats we were talking about with the Spider-Man we got MCU. Is that like, you know, Spider-Man had Reed Richards, who was always willing to fit the bill because Peter Parker was such an interesting young man and a freaking genius that could match Reed Richards. Tony Stark couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So like he always fit the bill for Spider-Man. So it was like experimental tech that he was getting paid for anyway. But it was never to the point where Spider-Man's whole suit cost like $10 million. maybe 15,000 to 20,000, maybe at maximum, maybe 50,000 to $100,000, but never to the point where his suit was worth $10 million.
And Spider-Man guess what? Spider-Man never paid rent on time in any universe.
Exactly. Spider-Man was broke. Spider-Man had got to the point where he was like, I'm a dumpster dive for these parts. You know, he dumpster dive. He was like, I'll just figure it out. Somebody threw something away. Oh, look at this. Somebody threw a microwave away. I can use pieces out of this. That's what you did. That's what made him such an interesting character, because he can make stuff work. You know, but Batman, oh no, he's throwing away $1 million tech. You know, so he drop a grapple hook. That grapple hook is worth $200,000, and it's just laying on the floor.
We're talking about even when Mary Jane quit acting and started working at 9 to 5, he's still always in danger of being evicted. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, facts. I mean, like, look, Spider-Man was bad with money. Let's do. He was bad with money. He was just bad money, man. It's called space, but that's why I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man kept it real. He was like, I'm gonna eat this pizza today. Spider-Man, but you ain't got no rent money. I'm eating this pizza. I'm gonna eat this pizza on the side of the building next. You know what I'm saying? You know how I'm gonna go to the side of the building. Batman will be like, I'm buying this building. Like, Batman, but you're already $3 trillion in debt. I'm buying this building. You'll figure it out later on. This is America. We don't stop doing things because we're wrong. We just keep doing the wrong thing until it turns out right.
like Batman should have more debt than all of the combined debt of every developed country on the planet.
Yes.
For the amount of stuff like that. Like he's just not rich enough to be Batman.
Absolutely.
He's not rich enough to have the secret identity he has. He's not rich enough to have all the James Bond tubes that go to his exorbitant mansion.
Yes.
And he's not rich enough to afford the infrastructure to build all these things for nobody to ask the question, what are we building and why does it all go to Wayne Manor?
And that is why it is literally impossible to be the Batman. This is literally impossible. It's like you would never be able to fit the bill. Never be able to fit the bill.